Welcome back to Property Developers Playbook. I'm Jonathan Stobbs.
And I'm Kieron Shepherd.
This is the podcast where we talk about the business of property development. So whether you're just getting started or looking to scale, this podcast is for you.
Yeah, so if you're joining us again, welcome back. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. And please follow, subscribe. And if you know anybody else who is interested in property development, please tell them to come our way and have a little listen and watch.
Yeah, because we're on YouTube now.
We're on YouTube now.
Definitely have a look, subscribe on that as well.
Yeah.
So today's topic is all about your comfort zone, getting out of your comfort zone, getting away from fear, because how often does fear or the fear of something that we don't know stop us from actually taking that step and doing it?
Yeah.
So we're talking about getting out of that comfort zone in the sense of anything in property development or in business or anything that you're doing. If you've got a problem or a situation, our minds are the biggest soap opera writers. They can think of every scenario under the sun as what could go wrong, and we focus on those and go down a rabbit hole rather than actually thinking of, well, what could go right, and actually focusing on all the positives, and that makes us take that first step.
Yeah. I mean, fear is a good one because you can break that down into an acronym of, was it fear? I think I've got it here somewhere. False evidence appearing real.
Yeah, it's not the F everything and run.
Yeah. No, that's the different one. I was being polite. I was being PC. Yeah, false evidence appearing real.
Yes.
And that's what it is. I think that comfort zone, the protective side of us as humans.
It's natural.
It's natural. It's completely natural. And you've almost got, it's an unnatural thing to talk yourself out of it. And I think when some people make it look so easy, don't they?
Yeah.
Some people look like, can swan around a room, they're, hey, how you doing? And they look so natural and comfortable.
Shout out to Phil.
Yeah, shout out to Phil the Fixer, Mr. Ransom. He is exceptional. And there are people who are very good at it. They're so confident in their own skin and their thoughts. They don't talk themselves out of anything, which is also their problem. But to us normal folk, you do have to have a little word with yourself and say, like, snap out of it, stop overthinking, just go. Take that step forward. Everything you're thinking hasn't happened. All these scenarios, they haven't happened. And it's not going to be perfect, you know. You're not going to slip on the banana. It's some things might go wrong. I have this thing sometimes where I get this overwhelming, I don't know, anxiety. I suppose it is a flood of anxiety, and I don't know where it comes from. And I get a sweat on, and my forehead starts sweating, and I'm like this, and I need to get a little towel down my head. And I don't know where it comes from because generally I'm quite confident, but
it's natural.
It's natural.
Everyone wants to avoid rejection. No one likes to be rejected for anything. And they also want to save themselves from embarrassment, saying the wrong thing. Or I know you'd spoken to me about that time you'd went to a client's
Which one are you telling, John?
I'm not going to say what it is, but you said something.
Oh, yeah.
Which you were like, I shouldn't have said something like
my
that.
wife thinks it's really funny, and through, well, this is it, over time you learn and you get into these patterns and rhythms, and you'd go and see a client and you make sure, you wear the right things and you're prepped to say the right things. You don't want to, really strict guidelines of how to, win the client over and get that trust value in there and just make sure that everything is good. And then, I'll just say something completely stupid or random. And I've said some awful, stupid things and regretted it. And my wife thinks it's funny. You think it's funny. I think it's funny now, but at the time, I mean, it still plays in my mind. This is 20 years ago, and I still think of things that I've said and be like, why did I say that?
It can't be any worse than that. Ultimately, that's the thing.
Well, this is it,
in anything that we do in life, when we first start out, we've got no experience in it. When you're learning to drive a car and you get in, it's like, shit, this is serious. Don't know what to do, too many pedals and all that sort of thing. Someone shows you how to do it, and you can... It almost becomes second nature then. It's automatic. You get into a car and you know exactly the pedals, how to work, and clutch control and all that sort of stuff. This is exactly the same.
That's exactly it.
In property development, if you talk to a contractor or commercial agents, investor, landowner, the very first time, scary.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know what to say. This is where you need mentors, people who've done it before, who can tell you, give you some tips on what to say, etc. And then once you've done it the first time, your comfort zone has expanded. because growth happens outside the comfort zone. Once you expand your comfort zone, that becomes a lot easier. The next time you have to do it, it's a lot easier, and you can move on to the next thing. And then ultimately, it's just moving up from that, really.
Yeah.
Speaking to an investor the first time to then asking them to invest in you.
Yeah.
A different question. Then when they say yes and you bounce around all excited.
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day, actually, who's quite interested in coming on our course and being mentored, and where we're just having a chat about that. And we were running through some of the scenarios. Well, I was talking him through some of the things we've done. And he was like, I can't believe you had the balls to do it. Like, I was like, it's having a strategy that is proven, that we've worked on, and we've taken all these steps before to get to that, to make that work. And that's what it's about. You don't just, like you say, you don't just jump in a car and start, running it around an F1 track in Monaco. That's not how it works. You go around a test centre, or a car park, and you practice, and then you build it up. And that's what it's about. It's taking those steps. And actually, I had another one. We went to a network event the other day at Peloton Accountants. Shout out to them. A lovely little event, and it was one of the first time I've ever spoke to a financial director. Sorry, not a financial director, a financial advisor.
Right.
Makes more sense. A financial advisor. And I didn't really know what to ask or what to talk about. Yeah. And I was a bit like, he was talking to someone else and they knew about like stocks and shares and different bits. And it's not really my
pensions
world.
And so on.
And I'm interested in it, but not enough to know how to talk about it. So I was just sort of like grinning and nodding. I was learning, I was soaking it up, but it's not my world. So, I felt a little bit like, on edge, a little bit out of my depth there, and they were asking me what's your investment portfolio, and and mine's all about property, and I know what I know, but I felt a little bit anxious, a little bit like, I'm out of my depth here a little bit.
Different world, doesn't it?
It's just a different world, yes. But it's because it's a world I don't know. I haven't ventured into that world so much yet. So, nothing to worry about. Just come away thinking, okay, next time I make the effort to speak to a financial advisor and learn a bit more. That's what it's about.
So whether it's your first site viewing or first speaking to an agent, you have to take the first step. That's the biggest thing. You have to take the first step, and you'll grow from that.
And don't overthink things.
No,
don't overthink it.
No.
Plan if you can, but
I think it'll always be worse in your head than actually going through it. I suppose like going to a dentist. In my mind, it's the worst thing ever. until it's over with, and it's like, okay, it wasn't so bad.
Wasn't that bad? Yeah. And again, having good mentors, having good people around you that you could openly say, look, I'm meeting this so and so, or I'm going to there, and I hope to speak to a land agent or someone, an architect. What shall I ask them? How shall I approach it? That's useful, having those people around you that can say, well, these are the things, maybe a little checklist in your mind to just, if there's an awkward silence, say, well, what about this? And also, having somebody else ask you, what would you like to get out of that conversation? And that's a thing to really think about, And the other thing, worries and things that people play over in the head. I'm not very articulate. I know,
I wouldn't say that.
I was
not all the time. Again, depends whether you are angry.
Yes, yeah.
If you get angry, everything else goes out the window.
I'm not angry. But so sometimes I struggle to phrase it, or I try and be, I don't know, I try and speak a little better, and I put pressure on myself, and then, things don't really come out as I want them to come out, or I might invent words and then be like, what the hell does that mean? Like, I come across stupid. So then it's all overthinking, it's all worrying, and it doesn't matter. You just do your best, be you, and just settle in. Just be comfortable.
No, it doesn't always have to be property related or going to a site viewing or anything like that. One of the things that we're doing on Friday is actually going to a golf event. Hosted by our accountants locally in here in Cornwall. But again, there's events like this. Shout out to Des Daly, who does golfing events up in the southeast. These sort of events, they're networking. If you go back to our previous podcast episode, which was about networking, this is, again, getting out of your comfort zone. Playing golf is out of our comfort zone. We play it badly.
I was going to say, you couldn't be more out of your comfort zone than us playing golf.
Exactly. Fish out of water almost.
But it's almost
all the gear, no idea.
That's us. But we're so far on that the other end of that spectrum that it's beyond embarrassing. It's it doesn't matter.
It's just fun.
It's just fun. We just drive around the buggy for fun. That's it.
But it's doing something different than your day-to-day. And that's ultimately the main thing. So whether it's a golfing event or the river cruise that we went on last year, I think there's another one planned for later on this year. We've been invited to clay pigeon shooting. That would again be something else that's very different.
Horse racing, I've been there a few times, and that's been really good because that's over a couple of days. Going to Cheltenham, something like that, or Ascot, and you really meet. That's usually with suppliers and things like that, but it's good because you meet new people. And also because it's what I like about these things is it's not an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you can almost break away, breathe, and then go back and think of things. Over a day, I really like them because you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to ask that person something a bit later on when I get the opportunity, sort of thing. So
all of these things get you out of your normal day-to-day life and put you in positions that you are going to have to think on your feet, do something a little bit different. But once it's done, you can look back at that and go, well, that was great.
Yeah.
Let me do another one. And that's ultimately where you just need to build up from that.
I actually went to one. I went to the darts at the O2. I was invited to a network event there.
My wife would hate that. I'd love it. But
the thing is, I had we were drinking all day, and I had a bit of a hangover in the evening for the darts. I had a bit of a headache, but I was with this young lady, full of beans, very sprightly. She was like an admin assistant for a construction company, but she was like, "Yep, I'm up for anything." And she ended up actually playing a game of darts with a famous darts player. I'm not into my darts like that, but because she was so like yes, to everything, she got to play a game with a professional darts player. And whereas cool. I was like, well, no, I don't want to embarrass myself. She's up there throwing bullseyes, and it's but it's fun. It's pushing yourself out of the comfort zone, and works well.
Because you never know where it could lead to. I think that's one of the biggest things is you don't know where that could go. If you stay at home, comforts on the couch, you know where that's going to go. More TV and not much progress. Whereas doing something different, putting yourself out there in front of other people that you wouldn't normally, it could lead to relationships that can help you in your business, in property, investing, contracting, everything like that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's comfortable to sit on the sofa and do nothing, right?
It's easy.
The normal is easy, it's comfortable. But that discomfort doesn't last for long. You either learn to move forward with the discomfort and it becomes less,
become comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you sort of say, that's not for me, I'll try something else. There are going to be things you do and go, that's not like the darts isn't for me, I won't do it again. But it was a good thing. It was a good event. And like we've said previously, some of the things, like when we look back 5 years and we've shared stories about early days of business and things that really would stress me out and really upset me and make me uncomfortable. Now I just wouldn't even think about it. It's just straight over my head. So you grow as a person, you develop and get stronger, and I guess your levels of resistance.
Yeah, you can handle bigger challenges and so on.
Yeah, but that can only happen if you challenge yourself. Yeah. You've got to get stronger by challenging yourself, flexing that muscle, I suppose.
And on that, don't jump into the deep end doing going to try and raise £1 million if you've never done it before, if you've never asked anyone for money before. Start small and work your way up to it. It becomes easy once you got comfortable asking for money of a certain value, then take it up to the next level. That just becomes a lot easier and it flows more naturally. You come across more confident, but that, like you said, you've got to build that muscle to be able to do it. Yeah, you do,
and it's just like that's it. You're just working it out, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're just going it through, different events, different things. But I notice in certain people when they don't grow in business or in their person because they're not pushing that. They're not flexing that muscle. They're not challenging themselves enough. And I think it's useful. And look, don't get me wrong. There are things I've been to and been like, I'm not feeling this, and it might be a couple of hours, 3-hour event, and I've bailed out after half an hour. There's been some great events I've been to and thought I haven't got enough from that. And I've also I've been offered to speak at events and gone, absolutely no way. And I sort of wish I had. I wish I'd challenged myself.
Well, come August, we're speaking at an event.
Oh yeah.
So we've got to do something for that again, putting ourselves out of our comfort zone.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because, in certain instances, if I was on a site speaking to 50 guys about health and safety and things like that, no worries. It's what I'm used to because I've done it. But in different environments, those sort of filters pop in, and it just creates a bit of angst in your mind, doesn't it? So
another opportunity or something is like if you've got an interest in something. So let's say you're interested in running or playing a sport, join a club. You're going to meet other people. Again, it just makes those kind of connections, being able to talk to different people. You never know where that might lead. They might be interested in whatever you're doing, and you can then, over time, build a relationship that might help you out.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is being consistent in doing something. So find out where your local events are or whatever's that you're interested in, and put your name on the list and go to it. And then just do repeats of that. I actually, in the past, I had signed up to Toastmasters.
What's that?
It's public speaking.
Oh, right, yes.
So you can either do a prepared speech, or they do this thing where they pull up a topic and then you've got to stand up and talk about this topic for a few minutes, which, is not my forte. But it pushed my comfort zones that helped me get more comfortable. So not a finished article by no means, but again, it's a progress. You got to do something. If you want a different life, you need to be doing something different than the average person.
Exactly that. Yeah.
So this was just a very quick episode talking about expanding your comfort zone, getting out there, doing something a little bit different. It is easy to do nothing, but if you want a different life than everyone else, you need to do something a little bit different.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Yeah. So if you've liked today's episode, or if there's any kind of comments or feedback you want to give us, do drop us a line either through social medias or through our website. As the saying goes, every master was once a disaster. So there's hope for all of us. As always, learn, build and scale. I'm Jonathan Stobbs.
And I'm Kieron Shepherd.
Till next time.
See you then.